closer. On the eve of an unprecedented election day, Vice President Harris and former President Trump are running neck and neck, and they are running hard in this last full day of campaigning, with Harris crisscrossing all-important Pennsylvania and Trump also campaigning there in North Carolina and winding up in Michigan tonight. For a country divided, it's a moment of high anxiety and uncertainty, with more than 78 million people having already cast their ballots in early voting. Adding to that anxiety, it could take days for us to know who the next president will be. Given the closeness of this election, the fact that so many mail-in votes need to be counted, and the legal challenges that could come. Tonight we are covering it all, starting with Peter Alexander and the Harris campaign.
Tonight, just hours till Election Day, Vice President Harris closing out her campaign in the pivotal battleground of Pennsylvania. 5 separate stops beginning in President Biden's hometown, Scranton.
I'm telling you guys, we're good. We're good.
Later dropping by a Puerto Rican restaurant in Reading with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Harris finishing up her frenetic final day with rallies in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, joined by celebrities like Katy Perry, Ricky Martin, and Lady Gaga. It comes as the last NBC News poll before Election Day shows what remains a razor-tight race. With third-party candidates included, former President Trump leads Harris by 1 point within the margin of error. Harris is hoping to capitalize on her strengths, in our poll leading Trump by 20 points on abortion rights and maintaining a 16-point advantage among women.
It is a fight for freedom, like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body.
The Harris campaign tonight touting its Get Out the Vote efforts. This weekend, 90,000 volunteers knocking on 3 million doors in the battleground states alone.
Let's get out the vote! Let's get out the vote! Let's get out the vote! Let's win!
Among the challenges the vice president faces, 2/3 of Americans think the country is on the wrong path. And our poll shows Trump has opened up an 18-point lead among men. Harris's clearest path to victory is sweep of the 3 blue wall states that President Biden carried 4 years ago. The Harris campaign tonight is projecting confidence, saying late deciders are breaking for the VP, noting a well-respected poll in Iowa where Trump won decisively in 2016 and 2020 shows Harris may be outperforming him, though within the margin of error. Republicans call it an outlier. Over the weekend, Harris making a surprise appearance on SNL.
What do we always say? Keep Kamala and carry on,
And voting by mail.
I did mine. I'm going to put it in the mail.
One notable shift in these closing hours, after taking on Trump for weeks, slamming him as a fascist and a tyrant, Harris is now not mentioning him by name. Today, calling him the other guy.
This whole era of this other guy, you know, what it's done with all that talk that's been about trying to have us point fingers at each other.
And Peter, Vice President Harris wraps up her day with that late-night event in Philadelphia.
That's right, Lester. Tens of thousands of Harris supporters are already gathering here. A top Harris ally tonight telling me they would rather be in her heels than in his shoes heading into tomorrow. Harris will return to Washington, D.C. overnight, where she will watch the returns come in. Lester?
All right, Peter Alexander, thank you. Former President Trump winds up in Michigan tonight after final stops in battlegrounds North Carolina and Pennsylvania, zeroing in on Vice President Harris over the economy and the border. Garrett Haake is covering the Trump campaign.
Tonight, former President Trump on his final battleground blitz of his last presidential campaign. From Pennsylvania, which both campaigns see as the pivotal tipping point state.
Kamala broke it, and I will fix it, and fast.
To North Carolina, a state he won twice that's now a battleground.
I'd like to begin by asking a very